everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm so pleased to have you here. Today I'm going to go through what is new in Cricut Design Space. We had a couple of updates recently and there have been a few different things added to Cricut Design Space and a couple of them are really useful, so I'm going to show you what to do with those today. And I'm just going to start off on the home screen here and show you what's changed from the three-line menu at the top. So if you just click on there and then come down to what's new, this will show us what is new with 7.23, which is the latest update number. There's a few different things that are on here, so I'm going to start from the bottom up and just go through them quickly. So there are changes to the filters, there are changes to fonts when you're searching, there's changes to the home screen with fonts. There are videos as well, so you can watch Cricut's YouTube videos, but why would you want to watch them when you can watch mine? There are improved font picker options. This one's really good actually, and I've quite enjoyed messing about with this one and figuring out how to work with that now. And then also in collections there are different little bits and bobs here and there that have just made things a little bit different in there, but are definitely going to be beneficial in the future. So there's quite a few things to go through, so let's jump straight into this. Let's click on the cross. So the first thing then that's different is we can filter by relevant and newest. So if we go to the canvas, okay, so I've got new fonts on here at the moment which I've just typed in. Let's go to images first, and I'm in the holidays one at the moment. Let's go to Christmas, and we've got all these different ones here. We are now looking at a complete overview of the Christmas section of the images, but on the right hand side here you'll notice we've got this new drop down box and it's currently set onto relevance. So this is going to give us all of the relevant Christmas files. If we scroll all the way down, it might take a while to catch up. It's still going to be Christmas because it's in that, but it's not going to have the word Christmas in it quite so much. There's going to be other things on here. If I now go back to the top and just click on the drop down arrow, it's going to give me two different options. So currently it's set on relevance, or I can change it to newest. If I click on newest, it's bringing up all of the most recently added pictures that have come into Design Space. Most of them are access ones, and it does tell you that they're 89p here. It's crossed through because I've got a Cricut Access subscription. If you haven't got one, that won't have a line through it, and they will charge you 89p per image to use that file. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the new fonts box. This is pretty good. So all I've done is just typed in new fonts, and just by clicking on the text menu there, so it doesn't really matter what you've got. I'm going to just move that to over there. Let's delete where it says new fonts. Click on that and then come up to where it says font, and currently this is BFC Rustic Cherry. If you click on the drop down box, now a box comes up completely separate, and you can move this around your screen. It comes up here originally, but I have moved it over to the right hand side. You can move it as much as you like. What we can do in this new font selector box is we can search up here. If you know the font's name, you can type it in. So let's type in BFC Christmas cards because that is one of my favourites. Don't have to hit enter, it will just bring everything up, and then everything's here. There is BFC Christmas cards. If I click on that, that will change that text to BFC Christmas cards, and we can actually see it change without that font selector box disappearing. So if we decide actually we don't like that font once we've selected it, we'll be able to go back in and change it again. It's taken a long time. There we go. So that's changed that one. Again, if I wanted to come out of here, so let's click on the cross, gotten rid of that now. So it's taken me back to everything here. What it does do is put the most recently searched or most recently used ones at the top of your listing. You can see there's 888 fonts available on Cricut. I can click on system as well. System is still there. I have 343 system fonts. This will include any that you have downloaded from other sites like Design Bundles, DaFont or Creative Fabrica. They will all appear there. You've got bookmarked here still, and this is exactly the same as it was before. You've got all your bookmark fonts, all your favourites will appear here, and any font that you wish to add as a bookmark. Let's add BFC Christmas cards. All you do is just click on this little check here, and that will now appear in my bookmarked fonts. You can see at the bottom it says font bookmarked, and there it is at the top. The newest tab that's appeared here is recent. This is really handy because if you've used a font to make something and then you've gone off, maybe a few days later you come back and you can't remember the name of the font, this is a really great one because all your most recently used ones will appear here, and you can see I've been messing about with quite a few different fonts on there. Let's go back to where it says Cricut, and what we can do now, we've got this search box here which is new, so we can type in there Christmas, and all the Christmassy fonts, anything that they think is related to Christmas will come up here. You can see we have got 22 results for Christmas, so that's quite good. Let's see what happens if I type in Easter. No results. Let's put swirly. So we've got all the swirly fonts. There we go. We've got some writing fonts as well which have popped up. We can also type in, if we're looking for a stencil, those are all the stencil fonts there. Another feature that's new is these tabs across the bottom here. These are like a filter, so if you wanted to say look for a typewriter font, you can click on typewriter and it'll bring them all up here for you, so you don't even need to think of what you want to search for. You can just scroll through all of these different filters here. Let's clear off the typewriter. I want to quickly look at what it brings up for cursive. It would be helpful if these were in alphabetical order, I think. So there's cursive, and it's bringing up all of those cursive fonts, which is nice. You can go in here and click on language as well, and it will change your language. And then we've got all the filters that we had before that we can just click on in here as well. If we just click off that, it disappears. If we click back onto the text, we can bring it back up again, and it will bring it back up in the position that it was the last time on your screen. If I go back to home now, then there are videos on here that Cricut have put on, so they're like little guidance videos, really, a bit like what we do on my channel here. So you've got all these different videos. This is a all about apps and devices one, and it'll start to play when you're browsing on the home page, or you can click on it. I'm just going to mute it. If you click on it, it will bring it up on your screen in the center, and you can watch this video whilst you're doing everything. So if we just click on my stuff, it'll stay where it is. If we go back to home, it'll still stay where it is. If you want to make it bigger to fill your screen, you can click on this little icon here, and that will fill the screen. If you want to pause, it's like YouTube, it works the same. It's actually pulling it from YouTube. And then if you want to close it, just click on the cross and it's gone. Just going to head back to the canvas for the next item that's new, and this is improved collections. So if we go into images, I'm going to choose angels in Christmas. So I've whittled that down a little bit from Christmas as a whole, which has got thousands and thousands of images. I can click on angels and it brings up 202 images. So I've got all these different ones here. Let's have a little search through and find a cute little angel to use. Let's go for this believe. So I've clicked on there now. This is a Wispy Willows design. If I bookmark that, it brings up a little box at the bottom now. It tells me it's bookmarked, but it also gives me the option to add to collection. If I click on add to collection, it now brings up all of the folders that I've made in my profile. So all of these are different ones that I've made, and what I can do is just check the box for Christmas, and that has now been added into there. So you can do that, or if you haven't got a relevant collection folder, you can click on create new and you can type in whatever you want that to be called. So I'm going to call it angels. I'm going to create it, and that's gone into there automatically. I can click off that now, and then it says added to collections. I can view it. Let's click on there. It takes me to my projects page, and it shows me that I've now got this new collection here called Angels on the screen. I'm going to delete it because I don't really need it. Let's delete that. This brings me on to the last point of everything that's new in Design Space for this particular update, and it's the collections tab. So we've got a couple of different changes here. You'll notice you've got the bell at the top still, and then where it used to say my projects, it now says my stuff. If you click on my stuff, it brings you to this page, and it will show you your projects first. You've got a few other options here as well now. So you've got bookmarked. So if you click on bookmarked, it's going to bring up all of the projects that you may have bookmarked in Design Space. So if you've got an Access subscription, you'll be able to go through and look at all these different projects and use them. So I have bookmarked all of these different ones here, which I really liked. So you can always make these in the future. Then you've got a ready to make tab. So that gives you all of these different ready to make projects, and then you click on all, and that shows you absolutely everything in your projects as well. So if I just go back to bookmarked, and then you've got another option on the left hand side that says images. Let's click on images, and it works in sort of the same way really. So you've got bookmarked. These are all the images that I've bookmarked recently that I like. Then you have got uploaded, which are images that I have uploaded myself. Then you've got purchased, which are all images of course that you've purchased, so all these different ones. And then again you've got all on there as well. If you go back to bookmarked, and you can search in this box now as well, so I could put in there tree. Let's see if that brings up Christmas trees. Yeah, so it brings up all of my Christmas trees that I have bookmarked recently, so that's really nice and handy. If I click on select, I can select all of those different ones, and I can now add those to a new collection of trees. I can add it to Christmas, so I'm going to pop those into Christmas. There we go, they've all gone into Christmas. So if I now search on my collections, I'm going to see all of those have been recently added. I can click there and click on oldest, and it will show me the oldest ones, or again I can go back to recently added and it gives me all of those. So I think that's about it today for everything that's new in 7.23. If you want to read Cricut's notes about this, if you click on the 3-line menu, come down to what's new, everything's there, and it does tell you what to look for, where to go for it, and all that sort of stuff. So that is handy as well, so definitely have a read through that. If you want to read Cricut's release notes for 7.23, I will put a link in the description down below for the release notes, and this goes into a little bit more in-depth descriptions of what's new and all that sort of thing. But I just thought I'd go through everything on the screen today with you, and I hope you have found it useful. If you have, don't forget to subscribe, drop me any questions or comments that you've got, and I will definitely try and come back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon for another one. Bye!